I've never had a hot dog for dinner in my life.
It's un-American.
If I was going to die from smoking cigarettes, I'd already be dead.
We have some of the nicest people you'd ever want to meet, and some that are Nazis.
Fuck Jordan. Fuck Chaffetz. They're both assholes. Hey, you see the cans on her? Like that kind of charming.
He really believes all that crazy stuff he talks about.
That's a gross old guy.
Oh, way to go, Boehner.
Sushi jackknife. 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 Sushi jackknife.
Welcome back to Sushi Jackknife. In the post Halloween diabetic coma.
I was going to say the post-Halloween malaise.
Malaise is good. Malaise is good.
After you've pounded all those dots and the gobstoppers,
Yeah.
you just all you can do is lay around in a malaise.
Do you know that I like dots?
Everyone likes dots.
See, I thought no one liked dots.
If you don't like dots, you a dingus.
Did we just find something in common? We both like dots?
I like them more, though.
I like them a lot.
Well, I like them more.
In fact, before my child could eat any dots, I robbed them all from the I think it's called the Child's Play bag.
Okay.
Which is a disturbing name for a bag of candy. Since those
the
are
choking hazard bag.
The Chucky movies too, right? Yeah, the choking hazard bag.
This is how much I like them.
Okay.
Even after my child can eat them, I'm still going to steal all of them.
Okay.
He will never have any dots. I need to come up with a plot just for Halloween in certain situations to make him convinced he either hates these candies or, if that's not going to work, is deathly allergic to them.
Right.
And then I can take them. Anything involving gelatin, I want that.
I do too. I really like gummy stuff.
Because you like eating animal bone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, no, animal bone's one of my favorite parts of the animal.
I mean, once you boil it and you extract the gelatin. Oh, boy.
Oh,
So great.
all day, airy day.
So how y'all been? We didn't have a proper Halloween episode, but I did put out a little like creepy tune I made the other day.
Can we discuss the fact that you kind of just introed right at the beginning of this particular episode?
I did.
What happened there?
I don't know. It's almost like
Are you not yourself today?
Probably not. I don't feel well. I took a dive. I don't know if you've seen.
Yeah, no, I've seen.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Well, just for fun. Asphalt diving. It's a new thing.
It's for those who can't see. Justin looks like he is just covered in scabs, head to toe.
Yeah.
It's something you would expect to see, like from a drug addict or something, like just a lot of scabs everywhere.
Oh, absolutely.
But his is from just sliding across concrete.
Asphalt.
Asphalt.
So my dog got out and proceeded to attack dogs across the street. She didn't do any harm, but I mean, it looked like she was. And so luckily I just tied my shoes. I busted out running across the yard.
Okay.
Slipped like on the wet grass.
Yeah.
Lost my footing and just plowed into the asphalt. So this is street burn right here.
How much did you bleed?
A fair amount.
Did you think about going and trying to get any of the bits of skin off of the street for grafts?
I was curious, like if I left a mark. I'd sort of tacitly entertained that thought. I was like, I wonder if I made like a blood mark on the street.
It's one of these days. There's going to be some sort of police incident where they're going to need blood sniffing dogs, and they're just going to be wandering in front of your house, just back and forth.
So scary. So very scary. So no dogs were hurt. In fact, I was the only victim of that scenario.
Yeah.
And then we had to do the whole thing where, it's the street. The street's dirty.
Yeah.
So we had to pour peroxide on the wounds. You know,
Yeah.
It was kind of like the end of Braveheart. If anyone's ever seen that,
You disemboweled yourself.
yeah, a little bit.
Okay. That was voluntary, right? That wasn't a requirement.
Oh,
You live, you learn. In my head, when you said that it came from your dog, I had like a whole Marmaduke situation in my head where the dog just took off and dragged you by the leash.
yeah. Not enough people know about Marmaduke anymore.
Yeah. Is Marmaduke still around?
I think so. I bought a Sunday paper the other day.
Yeah.
And I didn't identify Marmaduke, but all the classics were pretty much there.
It has been years since I looked through a comics page. I don't know what still exists anymore.
Most of the big ones do. The ones that you would think of. There's a few new ones that have cropped up over the years.
There are some. I remember the last time when we had a newspaper, many moons ago.
Wait, at your house
Yeah.
you had a moon? Yeah.
Yeah. In Kansas City, we had newspapers
Okay.
because I like newspapers. I haven't subscribed to the Tennessean because I don't want to give them money.
Yeah.
But occasionally I wish I had one.
Sure.
It's good to support your local news.
It is.
Whatever.
Yeah, it is. For sure.
But I was a very loyal reader of Pearls Before Swine,
That's a good one.
and I haven't read it in years now.
What's the one with the dirty cat and the dirty dog? I don't remember what it's called, but I always liked that one. What strikes me about the comics page in newspapers? That is an incredibly difficult art.
Oh, it is.
I don't think I've ever laughed at a comic strip.
Ever?
I don't know. Maybe a Garfield here or there.
No Calvin. Garfield?
I mean, maybe. Yeah. You see, wow.
Mondays. I've just summarized 1/7 of all of the Garfield strips.
So it's just like
Normal.
I'm gonna ship Odie off again. The Garfield cartoon show though, holds sway in my mind.
Well, I did watch that.
That was a great show.
Still to this day, the Christmas special.
Christmas special, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a Halloween special as well.
I don't care about the Halloween
I don't know
special.
that I've seen that one though. Anyway, yeah, there's the episode of the Garfield show where he gets sucked into the TV.
Okay.
I have very strong memories of that. I must have seen it a lot. A lot,
So you've never laughed at a Calvin and Hobbes?
Calvin and Hobbes always struck me as philosophical kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Philosophical jokes. There
Sure.
are jokes there.
Sure. Yeah. Oh.
It's not just, it wasn't like a comic strip that was just a philosophy lesson all the way through.
For children. Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult art, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not something I think I could do.
Well,
easily.
imagine how many you have to make.
Right, that's true. And just the not efficiency, I guess efficiency of it. You've got X number of panels to pull off whatever you're going to pull off.
Yeah. That's one of the things about, not to get too deep into Calvin and Hobbes here.
All right.
When Calvin and Hobbes was running, that made newspaper people upset because on Sunday he wanted to, instead of having individual panels like they always do,
Yeah.
divide them up in strange ways.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, okay.
The issue is not every newspaper runs Sunday comics the same way. So really pissed off different editors.
Oh, I could see.
Because they had to rearrange everything based on how he was going to draw his Sunday strip. And
it made more work for them, but hey, it's art.
yeah, you couldn't have it long ways down a page or anything. It had to be in the block.
Or something like Doonesbury is the vertical strip.
Yeah.
Right?
Does that still exist?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That comic strip is older than I am.
Oh,
way
for
older
real.
than I am.
I think it's Doonesbury. Is Doonesbury the political one?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the one.
I know that it started during the Reagan era. like early in the Reagan era.
For sure, yeah. For sure. And it's always been very
shocking.
pointed politically.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good one. What other one?
You never laughed at it?
I don't think it's meant to be funny, that one, though.
Doonesbury?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Occasionally.
Yeah. There's satirical parts to it. And then there's very serious parts, too.
If you ever... That's true.
They take their soldiers very seriously in Doonesbury.
That is true, yeah.
I remember that very vividly.
Yeah.
I would read it and go, none of that was funny.
Yeah, they also take their censorship very seriously. I recall one from not too long ago. I mean, if you find yourself laughing at, like, Sally Ford, you might want to get your head checked.
There was, I don't know if this was everywhere, but in Kansas City growing up, there was a comic strip called Ziggy.
Ziggy, yeah.
Zippy's the little, what's the little guy that has all the inspirational sayings?
That's Ziggy.
Okay, not Ziggy. Okay. Zippy the Clown.
What?
Zippy the Clown. I still, to this day, have no idea what was happening with that comic strip.
Zippy
I would
the
read
Clown.
it every week, and it was like a surreal comic strip.
Okay.
Like, it was meant to be surreal.
Okay.
But there wasn't jokes, but it also wasn't making a point as far as I could tell.
Oh, wow. Zippy the Pinhead is the first thing that came up for me.
That's it.
Zippy the Pinhead?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Zippy the Pinhead.
Yeah.
This is odd, man.
Oh, it's very odd.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's like psychedelic. Zippy the Pinhead is a fictional character who is the protagonist of Zippy, an American comic strip created by Bill Griffith.
Yeah, it's mildly alarming just looking at him.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, and there's like weird YouTube videos if you delve too far. Oh boy. Images are not comforting. Not comforting at all.
No.
Nope. Okay. Well.
Anyway, so
let's put that to bed and never wake it up.
It was like I spent a lot of time as a child trying to understand this comic strip, thinking if I understood it, like I was getting somewhere.
Yeah.
Like I was philosophically understanding things.
Right.
10-year-old Nathan reading this, and now 20 years later, I've realized it's just nonsense and I don't care for it.
Yeah. Some things are just nonsense.
I'm sure it means something to the person who made it.
Sure.
But
maybe.
I also think it's probably one of those situations where he's reading way too much into his own stuff.
Yeah, no, for real.
You're not that much of a genius. Just bring it down.
I mean, you didn't create Ziggy. So growing up, we had a Ziggy candle that I'm sure like walked right out of 1974.
Yeah.
And no one ever lit it. Like, I guess there was a weird era there where like you would buy a candle shaped like a thing.
Just to look at it?
Yeah, that you'd never light.
Well, Ziggy would be a comforting candle to have.
That's true.
Zippy would not.
No, Zippy the candle. Burn the fuck out of Zippy.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
You would just leave that burning until it had melted away, so you would know for sure it was dead.
Yeah, right.
That's all you want.
Right. So I had prepared a slight amount of stuff for Halloween now. I mean, obviously, it's post-Halloween. No one cares. I mean, we were literally listening to Christmas music at work today.
What?
I know.
Hold on. Whoa. No. We're not glossing. We're not glossing by this.
I knew you'd get mad at me.
Who chose the Christmas music?
Well, here's the thing. We were just discussing it, and
was the discussion, hey, do you know what it's too early for? And someone else said, Christmas music? And you said, that's correct. That's what it's too early for.
Yeah.
Let me show you an example of a thing that I should probably be punched in the face if I play. Is that what happened?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to upset you. So we were talking about like lesser known Christmas songs, right? And one of my favorite Christmas songs is this new wave song. I don't know if you've heard of it. The band is called The Waitresses, and it's called Christmas Rapping. So I had to pull that up for them because they had never heard it, and I was like, "This is a great This is a great, cool song.
Yeah, the thing is, it's not Thanksgiving yet, though.
I
so
know. It's not time. It's not time.
legally, you're not actually allowed to. I feel like that's the next thing Robert Mueller is going to pull out on someone is listening to Christmas music too early.
It's un-American. So yeah, where was I going with that? Oh, I had a couple things prepared for Halloween-esque. One of which was I found this year some horror movies that I can actually watch and not get creeped out. And I thought that was worth mentioning.
What are they?
Well, one is called Fright Night. Have you ever seen Fright Night?
No.
Fright Night's good. It's kind of a comedy horror thing. It's the classic story, Nathan, of a vampire moves in next door to you.
Naturally.
And in between trying to, make out with your girlfriend, you go murder the vampire with the help of a washed up actor who has a horror television show. It's got Roddy McDowall in it. It's good.
That doesn't sound good at all.
Well,
That sounds pretty terrible.
it was the 80s. Another one from the 80s is called The Gate. And I think the only reason I could stand it is it was a horror movie that its original intention was to be made for children. So nothing in it that would, overly scare an adult man. So there's two horror movies that I found that I could stand this year if you're squeamish like me.
Well, I will say that Fright Night has good reviews.
Oh yeah, Fright Night's
You
good.
have accidentally chosen a movie that everyone else in the world likes. As opposed to every other time you bring up a movie and I pull it up and it's like 30% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Huzzah!
Roger Ebert gave it 3 out of 4 stars.
There you go. Not bad.
I trust Ebert.
You gotta trust
He very rarely lets me down.
That is true. That is true. The premise of The Gate, by the way, is like a kid digs a hole in his backyard and discovers like a geode in there, and they crack it open because they think, it's going to be a cool rock inside, but instead it lets out some evil spirits. And
What? Why do you only watch 80s horror movies?
they're more tolerable for me because, like, we turned a corner somewhere with this like torture shit. You know what I mean? And like in the 80s, like, yeah, there was a lot of horror movies, but there was always kind of an element of fun to a lot of them.
In case you were curious, the Rotten Tomatoes score for The Gate,
Lower.
43.
Okay, so now we're back. So I chose one
The
that most people would like.
the world is back in orbit. Everything makes sense again.
There you go. So that was it. That was the length of my Halloween content, besides some little musical contributions. But yeah,
Okay.
horror movies.
I
that
had
could actually
no
watch.
Halloween content. I just don't care.
You're not a big Halloween person.
No, I don't. Yeah. Well, I don't like wearing costumes.
Okay.
I've like as a kid, I wasn't super into because it's a lot of planning, and I didn't. I just didn't care. So I didn't wear a costume this year.
Yeah.
For probably the 10th year in a row.
Wow.
I'm succeeding. I'm winning at Halloween.
I guess.
I get candy and I don't wear a costume.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the dream right there.
That is the dream.
Yeah. And
I wore 2 costumes this year, and there's context for this. We had a costume contest at work, and the girls over in sales talked me into participating with them. They were the Ghostbusters.
Okay.
And the girl Ghostbusters, and I was the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man / Elvis impersonator. It was kind of amazing. We won the costume contest.
I don't know that you should be flattered that you were included in that costume.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, most of the puff was pillows, thankfully. So
Who should we get?
who's the ugliest, most unattractive guy we know?
Who's the most marshmallowy?
So everyone was looking at me, when I was in the costume, and half the people don't know who I was because I was pretty well covered, know. And the comments I kept getting were like, "Stay puffy." I will. I took it upon myself not to interact with people. Like,
Yeah.
I just chose not just to stare
Well,
at them.
that's that's method acting right there.
It was.
Costume.
It was. I saved it for the stage.
Yeah.
I did a pratfall at the end, which was unplanned.
Oh,
I mean, really took it to... They had silly string. We took it to the next level.
You say it was unplanned.
Yeah.
Was it also unintentional?
No. There was a lull, and I was like, I'm going to fall down right now. That's all I can think to do. So I fell down. And then, like magic, they were right behind me to, like, lift me up, like, one on each side. It was amazing. Yeah. Like so many of my dreams. The other costume I had, because Holden was Darth Vader, like a mini Darth Vader, and like the mask was...
Wait, your child was like a small Darth Vader.
Yeah, like because he's not the size of the man who played Darth Vader.
I just wondered if you put him on shoulders of like two other kids so he could be a regular sized Darth Vader.
Now that's an idea. But like the helmet portion of his costume was like proportional to an adult, so he looked really funny.
So he was bobblehead Darth Vader.
And he wanted me to participate in the Star Wars theme. So I was Chewbacca. We have this paper Chewbacca mask. And I was like, I'm going to put a little spin on it. I put a robe on. The good people, by the way, it was just my birthday too. The good people at Black and Mild Cigars, because I went to their website once and gave them my information, sent me a full-on red velvet robe for my birthday in the mail. We're going to take a picture at some point. Because you and I actually smoke a fair amount of Black and Milds together.
We have, yes.
And we need to do a picture. Just hashtag Black and Mild.
Okay.
And then we can throw the robe away.
Well, I mean, it sounds nice. Why would you throw the robe
it's not
away?
that nice. It sort of comes off.
Just said it was very nice.
Well, as nice as that
Why are you lying about the...
It was as nice as that poor child in India could make.
This got sad.
It did. So I had my robe. I actually took a rocks glass with me without anything in it. And I was Chewbacca. So I was chilling out. Chewbacca. When you're a dad, you don't really have to do a costume anymore.
No, I'm counting on that.
Yeah, so that was my Halloween.
I feel like this is the last year that I'm going to get away without trick-or-treating, too.
Yeah,
for a while.
You got to go around with the kid.
Next year he'll be 2.5.
Yeah. He'll be doing his thing. Yeah.
I feel like that's...
You got to go.
I'm required to make sure the kid gets candy.
It was kind of beautiful here. Like, all the kids from the neighborhood were over, and some the adults were with them, and like some of my friends, I was handing them whiskey, and the children... Also,
did you ever get mixed up?
Oh, wait. Nope, sorry, little girl. Swap that out. Oh, give me the Twix. You get the Twix. You get the rye. So, yeah, it was pretty fun. Oh, boy.
Speaking of fun.
I never thought that this would be a sentence I would say out loud, but John Boehner, lots of fun. This is a headline from the Washington Post. John Boehner... retired and a little bitter, F-bombs some old GOP enemies. Now, that article was a recap of a very in-depth story that Politico did, which I recommend everybody go and read. I mean, it's long, but it's really good. Politico, it's called John Boehner Unchained, and the photo on the front is him working on a lawnmower. I'm sure it's staged.
No, I actually would believe that John Boehner, he just sits at home until he can, just based on the look on his face, until he can no longer stand to be around his family anymore. And then he makes the same face he always made at all the Tea Party people.
Right, yeah.
Just imagine him thinking about Ted Cruz.
That's right.
He makes that face and goes out to the garage and just tinkers on his lawnmower for 5 hours.
My favorite quote of all time of any political person was John Boehner saying about Ted Cruz, "I've never met a more miserable son of a bitch in all of my life." I love that so much. And it's true. The kind of crux of this article, of course, if you don't know, John Boehner was the Speaker of the House before Paul Ryan, and actually helped get Paul Ryan in. So dubious. Now, you and I'm a pretty lefty. You're a moderate with some left leanings.
I'm a left-leaning moderate.
You're a left-leaning moderate.
I have labeled what I am as a left-leaning moderate.
There you go. I like
mostly
that.
because I refuse to cater to party systems.
Love it.
Because all you party people, you doofuses.
In effect.
You guys doofuses.
Young bitch. Sorry, go look up the SNL rap song. It's pretty brilliant. So in this long article, the crux of this article is, okay, Boehner is retired now. He's not the Speaker of the House anymore. What does he do with his time? Well, he turns out...
resents his family and then works on lawnmowers.
Well, that's a lot
We
of it.
already settled that.
I didn't know he was a chain smoker. He smokes Camel 99s.
Fun fact, he never smoked, not one cigarette, until the day he met Ted Cruz. And just immediately started chain smoking. It wasn't because he needed the release.
Yeah.
It's just because he was trying to shorten his life as much as
to get away
possible.
from Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz, the other thing about him, I don't know if you guys know this, he's a sneaky farter.
I would believe
He's
that.
the kind of guy that walks in a room and like silently and then leaves.
You know what?
Real bastard.
I would be shocked to find out that he is never on his way up to the floor of the Senate crop dusted all of the other senators he walks by. Just passes them by.
That's his weird, like, anal repressive kind of way of getting back at people. It's fucked up.
And then he gets up there and speaks like a televangelist for 30 minutes until everyone is ready to start smoking like John Boehner.
Which is a lot. 2 packs a day, guys.
Yeah.
2 packs of Camel 99s a day. All the while, Al Franken smells like flowers, I'm told. Boehner loves Merlot. Loves to drink Merlot.
Again.
Unsurprising.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have pictured him a whiskey guy, but still. He never goes anywhere without being shaved. He's always shaved.
That does not surprise me at all.
He even insisted that his like security staff be like totally shaved. He judges people based on how they look. There's a story in here where he's talking to another congressperson at one point in his career, and it just so happened that the guy was in the break room or whatever eating an ice cream sandwich, and he looked at him and he said, "Don't eat that. You're going to be a fat ass." Oh, this is what I love. So I was just going to pull out some of the quotes because these are fucking amazing.
Yeah. You know what? The more John Boehner in my life at this point, the better. Why not? Let's have some politicians we can laugh at and with.
Let's do.
Instead of politicians that we laugh to hide our tears.
That is also true. So here's the unfortunate thing that I'm just realizing. I'm going to have to pull this up on my phone because the pull quotes did not appear in the printout that I did. What a damn shame. The serious stuff is towards the end. Basically, this article tells the whole story of his political career. This guy, by the way, it's one of those great stories about becoming a congressperson. His dad owned a bar. Mm-hmm. Like a beer and a shot kind of bar. And Boehner put himself through college by being like a janitor. He's real salt of the earth.
Okay, so CNN posted the 24 most amazing quotes from the story.
There you go.
So we can go through these if you'd like.
Let's do it.
Number 1, I've never had a hot dog for dinner in my life.
Yeah, he said that. He was making a barbecue dinner for his friends. Like, apparently he's a pretty good cook. He does this teriyaki steak thing. And, he says, someone said, only thing we don't have is hot dogs. And he said, I've never had a hot dog for dinner in my entire life. Wow.
The CNN editor-in-chief, or editor-at-large, who wrote this, had a lot of questions following this. Does this mean Boehner has never eaten a hot dog? Or has he never eaten one for dinner?
Right.
Has he eaten a hot dog for breakfast? If I was going to die from smoking cigarettes, I'd already be dead.
That's right.
2 packs.
2 packs a day. Mm-hmm. Camel 99s.
And based on my Ted Cruz premise, I'm assuming that was said with disappointment in his voice.
Here we go. Here's the ones I'm looking for. Boehner on Congress. By the way, he also refers to himself as Boehner whenever he does something like slightly wrong, like he's playing golf and he misses a putt and he says, "Oh, way to go, Boehner." So Boehner on Congress. Quote, "We've got some of the smartest people in America who serve in Congress. And we've got some of the dumbest. We have some of the nicest people you'd ever want to meet, and some that are Nazis. Congress is nothing more than a slice of America."
That sounds right.
Right? Like
He's not wrong.
Dead on. Dead on.
Okay, next one.
Yeah.
This is about Representative Jim Jordan of Ohio
Oh, yeah.
and former Representative Jason Chaffetz of Utah.
Yeah.
Quote, "Fuck Jordan, fuck Chaffetz." They're both assholes.
That's awesome. Boehner on the House Freedom Caucus. "They can't tell you what they're for. They can tell you everything they're against. They're anarchists. They want total chaos. Tear it all down and start over. That's where their mindset is."
I'm scrolling through these to find my favorite ones.
Yeah.
This one, I don't know the context, but he said, and I quote, "It's hard to negotiate with no dick."
Yes, you did say that at one point. Boehner on a 2011 meeting with Barack Obama, president at the time. "I'm smoking a cigarette and they bring me a glass of Merlot. And we're sitting there a little while, and here's the president drinking iced tea and chomping on Nicorette. What else do you need to know about the two of us?" He loves people, by the way, that A, dress well, B, smoke, C, drink. Mm-hmm. That's his criteria. And aren't like total dumbasses. That's like his criteria for a person.
That explains so much about his relationship with Ted Cruz.
Oh, absolutely. Doesn't drink. Is an asshole. Doesn't
all
smoke.
of it's bad.
Yeah, that's right.
All of it's bad.
Did he ever see Obama sneak a cigarette? Oh, no. No. He's scared to death of his wife. Scared.
That I believe.
Scared to death.
I definitely would be afraid of Michelle.
Oh, yeah.
I would not cross her by smoking.
It's a logical decision to be afraid of her. Obama, though, one of my favorite things about Obama was that he smoked.
Well, until he became president.
Well, I know, but like I liked that about him. Like he was he knows better. He's a fucking smart guy.
Yeah,
but he just had to because he's
Michelle took care of it.
Yeah,
Michelle is a powerful woman.
Very powerful.
You don't cross strong, powerful women.
You don't fucks with
so
Michelle.
So if she says no cigarettes, guess who's on Nicorette the rest of his life? Barack.
B-Rock.
Mm-hmm. Although I will say, no president I can remember has aged more in their terms.
Yes.
Maybe smoking was the only thing that kept him young.
It could have been. He really, wow. I think he smoked Camels too. I could be wrong though.
They could have bonded.
Right?
Imagine the crossing of the aisles.
Seriously. What could have gotten
Michelle
done?
Ruined the country.
Boehner, by the way, blames those hardcore Tea Party Freedom Caucus Republicans for not getting shit done because he was trying to work deals with Obama. Mm-hmm. And Obama was trying to work deals with him.
Oh, no, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember he would come out and say, "I've worked on this deal with a bipartisan committee."
Right.
And then Ted Cruz and his little minions would be like, no compromise. And then it would be dead.
Yeah, and that's what fucked us for a long time.
Yeah.
Boehner on Joe Biden, who they have an affinity for each other.
I would believe that.
Joe Biden's for real.
Everyone likes Joe Biden.
Joe Biden's for real.
Except probably Ted Cruz.
Joe Biden should have run for president in 2016. Boehner says he would have won. Mm-hmm. For a guy who always wanted to be president, I guess that's a big deal. He's right. He would have won.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
I've brought this up several times in life. I don't know if I've brought it up on here. But think about the things that people liked about Trump. Outspoken.
Right.
For some reason, people thought he was a man of the people. Still don't understand that.
Nope.
Very, very into economic growth for the blue-collar people. Joe Biden is all of those things.
Yes.
Without any sexual harassment
Right.
or just general obnoxiousness.
And, you know, he's a known quantity. He was the vice president. I mean, come on.
He would have won easily.
Yeah.
But no, he had to take family time because his son died of cancer. It's a good reason. It's a very
great
solid reason.
Yeah, no one's blaming you, Joe. Though I hope you run in 2020. Though you'll be old as shit.
He won't do it.
I know. Here's someone who might run. Banner on Bernie Sanders. He's the most honest guy who ever ran for president. He really believes all that crazy stuff he talks about.
That is true.
I mean, you can't think of two more opposite people policy-wise.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. Banner on a 2012 meeting with Fox News chairman Roger Ailes.
He groped me.
Well, they were friends.
Okay. We groped together.
We groped women together. Unsuspecting women.
We did not get their permission. They didn't even see us until the hand came out.
The story will never come out, except that I'm telling you now.
I thought this whole thing was off the record.
I never went to New York without seeing Ailes. He and I were friends, but it was the most bizarre meeting I'd ever had. He had black helicopters flying all around his head that morning. It was every conspiracy theory you've ever heard, and I'm throwing cold water on all this bullshit. Like, Ailes went off his rocker at some point, is what Banner's saying. And he's like, no, dude, like, we're not following you. It's cool. I'm like third in the government.
I assume that around that same time is when Fox embraced the Tea Party.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, it must have been.
I feel like that's just when everyone on the right side of the aisle went nuts.
Yeah.
Even the moderates went
crazy.
At least a little bit nuts.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird for somebody like you and somebody like me to be like pining for the Reagan Republicans. I keep coming back to that because I'm like sensible. Like, come on, like
see, the Republican Party in the 80s and 90s was supposed to be the logical party.
Yeah.
The Democrats were the dreamers, we can make a positive utopian society.
Sure, and I would have been right there with them. Yeah,
we're the logical party.
Yeah.
And now it's almost flipped.
It has,
except replace utopian with dystopian.
Right. It benefits us, not you. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Oh boy, how did I get to? Okay, Boehner on golf. When you play golf with somebody, they can't hide. You know who they are. You know how they are. You know what they're capable of. You know whether they're being honest with themselves. It exposes everybody. He's a smart guy. Yeah, he's like...
I'm assuming he never played golf with Donald Trump.
He did.
Oh. What did that tell him?
Well, he's funny on Trump. He's a little... I mean, he's been critical of the administration, saying that, like, dysfunction is not the word for it. Like, this shit is fucked. But he likes Trump on a personal level, and I don't know if he's being political or not. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
You know what's weird?
He's a smart guy.
Okay, so I have been pretty clear. I view Donald Trump as one of the most loathsome people
right.
to ever walk the earth.
Correct. Correct.
But based on people who have spent time with him, apparently he is a charming individual to be around.
But you know, the only people who spent time with him were like people that had something to gain from him.
Well,
you know,
yes and no, because I've heard Democratic senators say it too.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that. Okay.
I can't remember who it was, but had a meeting with him and said he's a very charming person.
Okay. All right. I accept it.
I don't know how that can be a charming person.
Yeah.
How that thing
out there in the
The
world.
orange amorphous blob
Right.
can be charming to anybody. Although apparently he's very charming to Eastern European women.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is he charming to women?
His money is charming to Eastern European women.
Well,
that's what I meant to say.
That's a thing. Vapid.
Yeah.
You forgot vapid. Eastern European women. Mm-hmm. I don't think to the average self-respecting woman that he's going to be charming. I think he's a real
I don't
dick.
think like sexually charming.
No. Or charming at all.
No.
Like he's charming to other white guys.
I mean, it's the locker room thing.
It's the locker room thing, yeah.
You know, it's charming like, hey, you see the cans on her? Like that kind of charming.
Look, okay, all right.
And like for me, it might charm me in the sense that I'd just be like, oh, that's a gross old guy.
Yeah, right. I see that every day of my life. I'm probably going to be that someday. Maybe not you, but me probably. So there is this is something I've observed. There is this camaraderie between men, right?
Yeah.
There is. And a lot of that is like, hey, ladies are awesome. I mean, putting it in the nicest way possible. Like, we like things.
Boobs?
Yeah.
And then the other guy goes, yeah, those.
Like, there's this guy at work who I wouldn't really be friends with. Mm-hmm. Not anyone I immediately work with. Someone I work with, like, peripherally a little bit. Who I wouldn't really be friends with, but, like, we have that sort of male camaraderie going where we both, like, think, like, a lot of stuff is stupid. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, like, overcomplicated and all that. You know?
Most men can joke around with other men.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at.
About many different things.
Topics, right? Mm-hmm. Right. Now, I don't go up to him and say, hey, did you see the tits on? I don't talk like that to people. Mm-hmm. I have said to people before, like, oh my God, like I fell in love with this girl in like 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And now she's gone. You know what I mean? Like, I say it in a nicer way.
You killed her?
Yeah. But like, I have her skin, but like, that's it.
Yeah.
The soul is gone.
Yeah.
It went to Beelzebub. Like you can be a gentleman about it, but you're essentially talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Trump is like that run rampant. You know what I mean? He's like the worst of what it is to be a guy.
Well,
you know what I mean?
He's unfiltered that.
Yeah.
In addition to having, it's like unfiltered that on steroids.
Totally.
Because most people are like, most guys, first off, do not go to that extreme that he goes to.
No, they don't come out and like kiss women.
Yeah.
When they meet them or grope them.
That's a whole separate mentally ill thing. I honestly, I want someone to do a study on the brains of like Harvey and Trump and Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, yeah.
And Trump and people like that, and figure out what's going on there, because there's got to be something firing differently.
I think it's a power thing. I think they're like...
I know it's a power thing, but at the same time, there are other people who have had
that's true
as much power
that
don't go, I think I'm going to just start masturbating in front of people. That could be fun, right? I'm just going to start doing that for fun.
Pretty weird. I mean, both of those guys are not attractive. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, they're not getting...
Except for their money. Their money is attractive.
Their money and position and power is what has made them attractive at all.
But, like, let's think about Bill Gates here.
Okay.
Bill Gates, also not an attractive man.
Right.
Also, the most attractive thing about Bill Gates to many people is his money.
Sure.
I've not heard one story about Bill Gates just whipping it out at a cocktail party.
That's true. You know, there's a categorical difference. You're right, and the Harvey Weinsteins of the world and the Donald Trumps of the world have that thing in common, where it's like, I've reached this thing and now I'm going to abuse it.
Yeah.
Bill Gates is obviously a very like moral person. I mean, he gives away a ton of money. Yeah. You know, like the guy. Bill Gates has grateful nerd syndrome. Like, thank God someone loves me and wants to fuck me. Uh-huh. Donald Trump has like, everyone wants to fuck me syndrome. You know what I mean? Like, it's and And what you say is exactly true. Like, there's an easy camaraderie with between men a lot of times. And I don't know what that is. I mean, maybe it goes back to when we used to hunt fucking mammoths together or something. I don't know.
Hey,
and like,
hey, check out the cans on that at Mammoth.
Hey, we're going to kill the shit out of that, man. I got my spear. And like, everyone played a role. Like, it was like obvious, like, okay, you're the big guy.
Yeah.
You're going to tackle it. But like, I'm the little guy. I'm the weird guy. Like, I have a role. Like, we all have a role. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and it's like when you meet other guys, like, you sort of understand your role in this weird primate hierarchy thing. It's a weird thing, but it's real, and I understand it at a visceral sort of level, right? So like dude knows I don't like sports, so he doesn't talk to me about sports. He talks to me about other shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you could talk about sports.
I could, but I'd be stupid at it, and I know that, you know? You kind of see what I'm getting at, though? Like, I don't know. And these guys have just taken it to the stupid level, the horrid level.
Yeah. The Harvey Weinsteins, the Donald Trumps, the Bill Cosbys.
Yeah.
If there's not something that is mentally wrong with them, just on some level, I don't understand. I just don't understand.
Like,
There's
a
no
line.
part of, if you gave me just billions of dollars, I guarantee you, if I saw a woman who I thought was attractive, my first instinct would still in life be to not talk to that woman because no, that's not going to go well.
Right. Okay. Assume, our personalities are a little different. Assume I get billions of dollars and I'm not married. Okay,
so you get billions of dollars and your wife, God forbid, dies in a tragic accident where she goes very peacefully.
Yeah.
Very peaceful.
Yeah, all that.
Like she's dead, super dead.
Perfect scenario.
And you have waited the appropriate amount of time for grieving.
2 years?
I mean, is that the appropriate
That seems
amount of time?
about right. That's a long time, yeah.
Well, I mean, it probably depends, too, on how long. Like, was it a slow but painless death? Or was it like...
Is it a pull the plug scenario? Or
was it like she was in an airplane, but she died before impact?
She got decapitated, and she felt nothing.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
I feel like if it's the slow one, you don't have to grieve as long.
Oh, okay, because you were sort of grieving already.
Yeah. So,
but on the other hand, it's like, it's fucking fate.
Just for brevity's sake,
Yeah.
we'll say that it was like a weird, like painless type of disease that took her slowly, but like she didn't feel anything. And then,
I'm uncomfortable now. Like,
with her last dying breath, it was just like, Justin, go forth.
Be free. I do love this woman that we're talking about.
Yeah.
So this is a little hard now that we're
I know, but
imagining
like on her deathbed, she's like, go forth.
Okay.
You can move on.
And here's my billions of dollars.
Here, I have had a
All
secret
this
bank
money.
account.
I've been lying to you for years. By the way, like, I fucked a bunch of dudes.
Well, no, because then you'll move on too quickly.
Right, immediately.
You'll out of bitterness and anger move on.
Right,
okay.
that's true. So she's been
So you've moved
perfectly
on.
chaste.
Yeah.
But she had all this money that she didn't tell me about. And we've been suffering. Okay. In that scenario...
Okay, so now you have the money and you're at a party with an attractive woman.
And I am in a position of power of some kind.
It's been long enough that your ring tan line is gone.
It's gone. I still...
So there's no awkward conversation there.
I have it in my drawer, but that's it.
Just in a safe place.
I would be like, hey, how's it going?
Whoa!
I would like try to date this girl. I wouldn't, as Donald Trump did, kiss her on the lips the first time I met her.
No.
I wouldn't, as Harvey Weinstein did, whip my dick out and jerk off in front of her.
Literally anything Harvey Weinstein ever did.
I wouldn't.
At this point, I would be more shocked to hear a story about Harvey Weinstein that was like, he walked up and shook hands with the lady.
Yeah. I wouldn't grab her ass. I wouldn't fondle her.
Okay.
I wouldn't rub up against her or stand too close.
Slip anything in her drink?
No.
Okay, so all the Cosby stuff is out.
It's
too.
out. I would buy her a drink. I would have a conversation.
When you buy her the drink in this hypothetical scenario.
Yeah.
Make sure to keep the drink in her eyesight
Correct.
all along so she doesn't think.
Actually,
Because she has to be on guard.
right.
You may be a creeper.
I don't even give it to her.
Okay.
I just tell the bartender, hey, can I get her a vodka martini?
Very, very good.
A little dirty?
Very good
That's
idea.
as far as I go. I said the martini was a little dirty. That's it. I don't even touch it. He makes it, hands it to her. I tip him well because I'm a billionaire now. And I hope things progress from here. Oh, and I have an iPhone 10 in this scenario.
iPhone 10.
X, whatever it is. I don't know.
So, like, you're planning on this happening soon?
I'm hoping, but and I, you know,
Or are you just really out of date on phones?
I'm really,
You pull it out and people are like, that phone's 15 years
You
old.
know, I might
You're
be
a
a-
billionaire. You can get the iPhone XXX.
I might be a billionaire, but I'm thrifty. Okay, that's how I kept my money.
Okay.
That's how I kept my money. Oh boy, that was a lot. Oh boy. Boehner on Mike Pence.
Man, we got way off Boehner there.
We did.
Okay,
That
Mike
was
Pence.
That was worthy though.
Yeah.
If you watched him during the campaign, when all the craziness was going on, he's saying that like it's over. It's not over. He was the loyal soldier, and he's still the loyal soldier. But he and his team, they've got their eyes open. I think you know what he means when he says that. Like, they're not going to get burned by this bullshit. By the way, the other headlines from this week, if you haven't heard, holy fuck.
Yeah, we haven't even touched on the...
Oh, boy.
which I don't think we really need to go big
We don't,
into
because
it.
people know. People know what's going on. But Manafort and former business partner charged with conspiracy in connection with special counsel probe. Bob Mueller is kicking some asses.
And the news about Papadopoulos.
Papadopoulos. So basically, we're getting what we've known for months now. The Trump campaign colluded with Russia. We're seeing the first results of that. Like, Manafort walked into the FBI the other day.
Now, here's an interesting thing that's happening, though, in addition to that.
Yeah.
And I will say this isn't being reported as much as it probably should be reported. But in addition to all of that, one of the leading Democratic fundraisers,
Yeah.
Podesta, John Podesta's brother.
Oh, yeah, John Podesta, sure.
John Podesta's brother had to step down from his Democratic think tank because he is somehow tied to the Russia thing too.
Fuck. God.
Yeah. So Mueller was investigating him, so he stepped down. See,
Okay.
here's the difference. He stepped down.
He stepped down.
He's not waiting for something terrible. I don't know if I could think of anyone that should also maybe step down because of the same situation. I mean, I'm at a loss. I can't think of one of them. Maybe
what's that guy's name?
Stupid looking hair.
Ties are too long.
His skin is the color
hands.
of a decorative fall gourd.
Wow, that's a good one. Good one.
Anyway, it's not going to come to me.
I've seen a pumpkin with more intelligence.
So Mueller is investigating everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not a very narrow investigation at this point. It's everybody.
It's a swath.
And you know who he's about to get? Kushner.
Oh, yeah. That's the next domino to fall.
Anyway.
I mean, Kushner was at the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. A couple things, just a couple philosophical things that Boehner said.
Ooh.
By the way, I really recommend this article. It's a long read, but it's completely worth your time. John Boehner Unchained. And I don't have the author's name in front of me. I'm sorry. It didn't come on the printout, which is crazy.
What paper was it in?
It's Politico.
Politico.
It's on Politico.
It was in that newspaper Politico.
Yeah, that not newspaper. Yeah,
The newspaper. Yeah.
right. Yeah, it's
I'm too old for this.
This is more like, again, more philosophical kind of stuff that he said. it was the modern day media and social media that kept pushing people further right and further left. People started to figure out they could choose where to get their news. And so what do people do? They choose places they agree with, reinforcing the divide. That's a pretty good summing up of where we are right now. Mm-hmm. Pretty good. Now, how do we solve that? He says, it's going to take an intervening event for Americans to realize that first, we are Americans. An intervening event, something cataclysmic, he responds, gazing upward.
Oh, good.
Right?
Oh, good. He's a prophet now.
Yeah.
That's what we want. We want him prophesying terrible things.
Boy, I know. When Boehner stepped down, Obama called him and said, Boehner, you can't do this, man. I'm going to miss you. Right?
And
that's reaching across the aisles.
What did he say back to Obama?
Fuck you, smoke a cigarette. No. Biden feels the same way. Biden said, the only way we're going to get this back... Oh, boy. The only way we're going to get this back together again, he says, is with some more John Boehners. There you go. Both parties chose the two most polarizing nominees in modern history.
Yeah.
Boehner says, the only Republican who Hillary Clinton possibly could have beaten was Donald Trump, and the only Democrat that Trump possibly could have beaten was Clinton. He smirks. 330 million Americans, and we got those two. I mean, what more is there to say about 2016?
Yeah.
Now go work on your fucking lawnmower.
You know the only reason he did that interview is because he was out of things to do on the lawnmower, and he still did not want to go back into his family.
The article also gives you a lot of pathos for Boehner because he's sort of looking for a purpose now. I mean, this is a guy who built a company from the ground up. It was some sort of boxes or something that his company.
It would be.
He got rich as fuck with boxes.
He would be a box mogul.
Yeah, he was a box mogul. He spent like 150 grand of his own money on his first campaign. Gets into Congress, works his way through different committees and stuff, different positions, and eventually he's Speaker of the House. He's a real guy. I mean, I probably don't agree with him on much, but
no, I guarantee you agree with him on next to nothing.
Yeah, but is he the kind of guy I'd want to sit down and have a drink with? Absolutely.
He's got some stories.
He's got stories.
Real quick quote here. So 43 Bush says, hey, are you talking to Paul Ryan? Are you giving him advice? I said, yeah, if he calls, I give him advice. And he texts me back, he needs to call you more.
Yeah, that was a great moment.
Everyone loves Paul Ryan.
Yeah. Apparently Boehner and W have a good thing going. They get each other. W did a painting of him that's in Boehner's house.
I'm sure.
You can see that in the article. But yeah, they're text buddies. Mm-hmm. Boehner and W are text buddies.
How often do you think they emoji each other?
Daily. I really think it's daily. I do.
Can't you just picture Boehner saying, I just had pie emoji, and Bush texts back, nom, 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 nom.
Again, who knew? I mean, we've talked about this before, but who knew we'd be pining for the goddamn Bush era, man?
I
know. At worst, he was being an idiot, but I don't even think he's that dumb anymore. I really don't.
No. Well, no. I never thought he was that dumb.
Yeah.
I think he seemed dumb.
Yeah.
Which got him elected because for some reason people like dumb people. I don't understand what the deal is.
It's a weird thing.
As a person who's never been a Republican, I don't understand, because it's only the Republican side.
That's true. Yeah.
It's like, that person doesn't seem like they know things. I think they should lead us.
That's my guy.
I mean, imagine if everyone had that view of leadership.
Oh boy.
Like, think about the Israelites wandering in the desert for 40 years. How long would they have been out there if they had chosen the people they wanted? If there was half that were picking some ding-dong that didn't know anything.
Instead of following Moses, they followed, like, Joseph.
Yeah.
And Joseph was, oh, boy.
it's something I will never understand.
It's a thing, though, man. Like, people want someone relatable, and that's the real problem, I think.
I don't want anyone relatable.
I don't either.
In fact, I think Obama was too relatable for me. I want someone I can't have a conversation with.
They're so smart.
Yeah. I want them to start rattling off a bunch of socioeconomic things that I just don't understand a word of it.
You want an economics.
I want to nod and smile a lot in a conversation with them.
You want an economics professor to vote for. I think that's the problem, though, that the Democrats have had and have always had and will continue to have, probably. There's no other way to say it. Yeah, parents, colleges tend to liberalize people. Because...
Whoa.
They do.
Because education.
Because when you learn things, you gain perspective, and you can think outside of your own goddamn shoes for a minute. And yeah, it makes you a little more liberal. I know that's scary to people, but it's the truth. And if you would open yourself up to it, but that's the thing. It's a marketing problem.
Yeah.
Again, fuck marketing. It's a marketing problem because people don't want to be condescended to. And I understand that. I don't either.
It's the can I have a beer with that person test. Every Republican wants to have a beer with their candidate.
That's right.
I want a candidate that I go to have a beer with them, and I order a beer, and they ask, what sort of 15-year scotch do they have?
Right.
I will have that neat. Just neat.
Yes.
And then they don't really even drink it. It's just there in front of them as a prop.
It's accoutrement. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's what I want.
I understand that. See, I understand that.
I don't want the politicians that go to Iowa during the campaign and they're like, look at me, I got a corn dog. Rah! I don't want that. Stop being relatable.
Because corn. Everybody loves corn, hey?
Bunch of dinguses.
If only he were still alive, Huelhauser would have been a perfect president.
That's definitely not true.
Super electable. And like Obama tried to be relatable with the Miller Lite thing, but I just had a feeling he wasn't being authentic.
Not only that, but then everyone started judging him.
Yeah, they did.
You can have any beer you want, and that's the beer you choose.
Yeah, the hipsters, people like us were like, I actually was put off by it. I was like, why aren't you drinking like some sort of like craft porter or something?
You know that he got that, and they gave it to him, and he took one drink and went, oh, that's awful. All right.
Moving on. We have to, before we close tonight, I need to know what his brand of cigarettes were.
Who?
Obama? Like before before Michelle put the clamp on him. What did he smoke?
Well, let's see here. I'm
seeing what. Nope, no autocorrect on this. Wow. Google doesn't know that readily.
Let's see here. President caught on camera holding a pack of cigarettes. What was he holding?
Yep. I feel like they're Camels, but I'm probably wrong. He started smoking when he was in college in LA in 1980. At its strongest, Mr. Obama reportedly smoked around 7 or 8 a day, though he told Men's Health magazine 3 was more typical. Here we go. Mr. Obama reportedly likes Marlboro Red. That's a serious cigarette.
There you go.
That's an ass kicker if you don't really smoke. Although the presidential campaign trail was known to bum a few cigarettes from AIDS. Why has he quit? Michelle Obama claimed, quote, he's always wanted to stop.
Trust me, I told him that and he said yes.
Explaining that daughters Malia, 12, and Sasha, 9 at the time, are getting to an age where he wants to be able to look them in the face and deny it should they decide to ask him whether he smokes. Wow. Gerald Ford.
So he didn't want to lie.
Oh, this is great. This is from The Telegraph, by the way. It's a UK publication. The latest president to regularly smoke was Gerald Ford, who enjoyed pipes.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. You and I enjoy pipes.
That's a presidential choice.
George W. Bush, between commas, a recovering alcoholic, refrained from smoking. Bill Clinton enjoyed the odd cigar. Mm-hmm. Dwight Eisenhower famously smoked 4 packs. Jesus Christ, 4 packs a day? I mean, D-Day and all that. Eisenhower went through a lot, but 4 packs a day?
That is a stressful situation.
Wow.
How do you... In that time, how did he find that much time to...
Well, here's the thing about Dwight Eisenhower. His physician recommended he cut down to 1 pack, but after limiting his intake for a few days, he decided to quit cold turkey. He was a serious son of a bitch. Dwight Eisenhower. I mean, that's why we have highways. Wow.
So the doctor said, cut down to 1 pack, and he started doing it and went, well, this isn't even worth it. I'm getting way too much oxygen in between. I'm just going to get all oxygen now.
It's 4 or nothing, Doc. 4 or nothing. And Bugs Bunny popped up and he's like, meh. Sushi jackknife. Because this has gone on too long.
Sushi jackknife.
Sushi jackknife.
Yeah, sushi.
Yeah.
Jackknife.
That thing.